Finally, this is also the story of an obsessive, manipulative, and ambitious man. This is the story of Caleb Bowen.
Wait, where am I?
I'll be the one asking the questions here, girl. My name is Caleb Bowen. I work for the United States government.
Bowen often made that claim, though it was at best a half-truth. Sure, he'd worked for the government once, but that was a long time ago, and he'd been running solo for years.
Do you realize that you trespassed on a site closed off by the United States government? And more importantly, that you were seen in the company of Professor Harrison Everhart. You may not know this, but Everhart is a subversive individual. We suspect he may be working for the communists.
Bowen kept lying. He knew Harry could be many things, but a communist was definitely not one of them.
You better have proof for what you're saying.
You are in no position to demand anything, girl. But even so, I'll show you who Professor Everhart really is. Your father's name was Franklin Drayton. He and his brother Moses ran a workshop in Benoit, Mississippi called Drayton Motors. He died in a work accident in San Francisco in 1934. Is that correct?
You've been investigating me? What kind of...
Shut up and listen to what I have to say. Do you recognize anyone besides your father in this photograph?
Wait, is that Professor Everhart?
Oh, correct. Everhart led an expedition to the Pacific in 1934. Your father was part of that expedition.
That was the only truth Bowen told during his conversation with Evangeline.
Your father didn't die in San Francisco, Miss Drayton. He died in excruciating agony, alone and abandoned, on an island in the Pacific, and all because of Professor Everhart. I bet he never told you that, did he? In fact, every member of the Everhart expedition died or disappeared under mysterious circumstances. Even the professor's wife, whose strange illness was the impetus for the expedition, died under equally mysterious circumstances.
I didn't die under mysterious circumstances. I died in our bed, holding Harry's hand. But Bowen had no interest in telling that part.
No, that can't be. Someone would have found out.
Oh, not at all. If there is one thing Professor Everhart has, it's money. Enough to buy off the press for their silence.
Evie was in shock and full of doubt. The professor was a withdrawn and sullen individual and, frankly, really hard to deal with, but could he also be responsible for her father's death? Despite her doubts, she kept silent, and wisely so. She still didn't trust this Bowen fella, regardless of his claim that he worked for the government.
Now you know the kind of person you've gotten involved with, Evangeline. And the kind of trouble you're in. I have a few questions for you. For your own good, I suggest you cooperate. That platform beneath the lake in the Rappahannock River caves, how did you manage to activate it?
You're wrong. I didn't activate any platform.
Don't try to lie to me, girl. You're no good at it.
You must have recognized the girl's cognitive pattern, I'm sure of it. She even mentioned a period of amnesia. Just like Peasley.
I hope you're right.
Evangeline had not the slightest idea what those two men were talking about.
Next question. You said a word while you were asleep. Nacotis. Do you know what that means?
It means pompous government jerk with a ridiculous pencil mustache.
You watch your mouth, girl. I'm warning you. Final question. Have you heard of someone named Dr. West?
I think he's a professor from Miskatonic.
That's impossible. A human name in a manuscript written by...
Caleb fell silent. He had almost revealed too much.
This is a waste of time, Farrell. It's obvious the girl is hiding something, but there are more effective and less traumatic ways of getting that information.
You're right. Proceed.
What are you gonna do to me?
Oh, nothing serious. Please take a look at this. Do you understand this language?
Even though it was written in those puzzling characters, Evie understood the book's title. Narcotic Manuscripts. Non-linear displacements toward the Great Library and reversible transfer of cognitive pattern.
Tell me, Miss Drayton, what's written in the book cover?
Narcotic manuscripts.
Evie surprised herself. Had she spoken against her will? She couldn't help but translate the book's subtitle as well. She was feeling more and more tired.
That's better, Miss Drayton. Now, open the book. Focus and listen to my voice. Listen to my voice while you read the book to us. Read the book to us.
Salvek, Kornathun, Nakotas.
What just happened? Am I in my dorm?
Oh no, Evie was not in her dorm room. Not at all.
Hey, over here, Evangeline. Hey, how are things, kid?
Papa! Papa! But it can't be! You're alive?
Oh, of course I am, darling. But you have to find a way.
That was not her father, of course.
You must reach Nakotas.
Have I crossed another one of those portals? Good Lord, none of this makes any sense. This is weird. Really weird.
Salvek, Kornathun, Nakotas.
Dad and Uncle Mo's motor shop in Benoit?
Moses, we're running out of money. If we don't get some cash soon, we'll have to shut the shop down. Yeah, well, that's easy for you to say. I've got a daughter to provide for.
You're a whiz, mister. Would you be interested by any chance in an exciting job opportunity in the Pacific?
Papa, don't do it! Don't go to San Francisco, please! Hey, what just happened?
It'll only be a few days, Jitterbug. I'll be back before you can say Jack Robinson.
Drayton is dead, but it doesn't matter. His death brings me closer to an answer. I'll do whatever it takes. The only thing that matters is Nora's life.
Wait, no. That doesn't sound like the professor at all.
Evie realized Bowen's lies were seeping into her thoughts.
Frank, how do you feel?
Not good. But that doesn't matter anymore, Mr. Harry. Just listen to me. Get off this cursed island. You'll find nothing here but death. Go back home. Spend what time you've got left with your wife. And there's another thing I want to ask of you.
Where am I now? Who are you?
Salve, cornathun, nakotas.
The great engineer?
Salve, cornathun, nakotas. Incredible. Did you hear that? We were right. We finally found the coordinates. At last we know where Nakotas lies. Thanks for your cooperation, Miss Drayton.
About an hour after Evangeline had her otherworldly vision,
Finally, I'm inside.
Harry snuck into the same building where she was being kept captive. He had been there many years ago, when he was seeking funding for the Everhart expedition.
I'm not leaving here without Evangeline. Miss Drayton, are you there? What on earth?
Harry had always suspected that the Starry wisdom was something far more sinister than a simple astronomical society. And as soon as he stepped into their inner sanctum, his worst fears were confirmed.
Egyptian hieroglyphs? A statue of Horus, Egyptian god of order and justice. Apparently, the only way to get into the Pharaoh's office is by getting the right combination on the statues downstairs. And I bet my life that Pharaoh is Caleb Bowen. These people are out of their minds, no doubt about it. And they clearly have a pathological obsession with Egypt. There's a pyramid in the center of this chamber. I wonder if... Certain sections of this pyramid seem to move.
For a moment, Harry wondered whether it was a good idea to mess with the mechanism, but he quickly dismissed the thought. Even if it meant alerting someone, he had to find Evangeline and get out of there.
Yes, the doors to the upper rooms are open. This looks like an astronomer's office. This book seems to recount traditions of ancient Egypt. So these freaks have masks, code names, and hieroglyphs assigned to each of them. Different constellations. It would take a good eye to locate all of them in the night sky. Heaven's sake. These kooks really are obsessed with ancient Egypt. An archaeologist's office for sure. There's something written in German in these pages.
Although Harry's German was a bit rusty, he understood what it meant.
This must be the group's official photographer. This guy has been all over the world.
The letter laid bare the bad blood between some of the cult members. Something pretty common when power-hungry fanatics are involved.
A bin full of discarded prints. Trays with various chemical substances. They even have the molecular structures written on the bottles. Looks like a device to make prints from photographic film. This office looks expensive. Must belong to some sort of dilettante. What nonsense are they talking about now? This fella clearly has expensive tastes. I'm impressed. You have to be some kind of narcissist to snap a pic of yourself, especially if it's just to show off your muscles. The robbery at my house could have gone way worse, all things considered. October 29th. Just an office. But this couch, maybe from a psychiatrist's office? $1955. So they've been doing this for a while now. A roll of film. I wonder what's on it. A roll of film. Drat. This is my prescription. From Dr. Frog in the Throat. This metronome still makes my skin crawl. This metronome still makes my skin crawl. He sounds glad to be rid of him.
Pharaoh already announced the ritual positions. I'll have to be next to Orion nearly all year.
Harry immediately recognized the voice of Dr. Frog in the Throat.
I've always despised spoiled rich kids, and Orion's no exception. I'll have to pretend I tolerate him, but luckily I'm fairly skilled at pretending.
So the good doctor tried to make off with pieces of the Black Ooze statuette. Wrong move, pal. This looks like a biologist's office. Looks like even kooky cultists have a love life. Who would have thought? They rotated the positions. What does that mean? Hanging your college diploma on the wall while you're in some sort of weird cult doesn't strike me as the smartest idea. I'm sure I could name all the fish in this aquarium.
Much to his dismay, Harry had become something of an expert on fish, especially those with striking spotted patterns.
The shelf is packed with every kind of specimen. Looks like it came straight out of Dr. Frankenstein's lab. Only those who have been enlightened know the divine geometry of the tetrahedron, which grants access to the gates of knowledge. What's this load of baloney? Trays with various chemical substances. They even have the molecular structures written on the bottles. A bin full of discarded prints. Good. I've developed the photo. That elevator. It must be the access to Bowen's office. Evangeline has to be there. I'm sure of it.
As he rode the elevator up, Harry regretted not bringing a weapon. What if Bowen was still up there?
All right. Let's see what you're hiding here, you scoundrel. Looks like they give this medal to just about anyone. Say, isn't that Senator McCarthy?
Indeed. Caleb's friend Joe was none other than Senator Joseph McCarthy, who led the infamous witch hunts against alleged communists.
That doesn't sound good at all. And what's this Azathoth business? I knew Bowen would never abandon his Nazi pals. So the cult was on the expedition along with Peasley. How long have they been behind all this? Apparently that John Teague was Fornax, another cult member. Consciousness exchange? Is he talking about mind swapping? Spitsbergen. That's the place in Norway Evangeline mentioned. Dr. West?
Evangeline had to be on the other side of that door, no doubt about it. But Harry stopped before entering. Was there anything left for him to find in Caleb Bowen's office?
Please be all right, Evangeline. Let's go, Miss Drayton. We have to get out of here.
Look, it's the engineer. I've seen one of those creatures before. In my dreams. In the Stone City, in the jungle. He spoke to me in my dreams, Professor. I have
Forget about it, Miss Drayton. We have to call the police and...
Calling the police won't do any good, Professor. We have to go to Spitsbergen. I need to talk with him, with the great engineer.
Miss Drayton, don't you realize this doesn't make any sense? We can't chase Bowen and his...
No, you don't understand. Bowen isn't in Spitsbergen. He's on his way to the city, on his way to Nakotis.
Harry couldn't believe what he had just heard. Evangeline had mentioned a place he had known in dreams, long ago. So long ago, he had nearly forgotten it.
I had a strange dream today. I was inside a vast library and gazed at vistas of another world.
All these questions came crashing down on Harry. And suddenly, he wasn't so convinced anymore.
Now wake up! It's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror if he is no friend to me. It's not working out, maybe it's the chemistry. It's time to break up so